both multi-directional and irreversible. Thank you.
Thanks so much, John. That was great. The videos were awesome. And finally, our third speaker is Alicia Simmons. Alicia is a member of SAIA, and she's in her last year studying Human Rights and Equity Studies here at York. In addition to SAIA, Alicia is an active member of the Congo Research Group.
So I'd like to start off by thanking everyone for coming out to tonight's event, supporting Israeli Apartheid Week. I would also like to thank both of our speakers for their insight on tonight's panel addressing how York is complicit in Israeli apartheid. I'm sure everyone knows who SAIA is, but in case you don't, SAIA is a student-run grassroots organization. We advocate for the PDS campaign, which was launched in 2005. As a call by Palestinians to put an end to apartheid, as this was previously successful in the end to the illegal apartheid system in South Africa. The three demands of boycott, divestments, and sanctions are: first, ending the occupation and colonization of all Arab lands, dismantling the wall, and freeing all Palestinian and Arab political prisoners. Second, recognizing the fundamental rights of the Arab Palestinian citizens in Israel to full equality. And lastly, respecting, protecting, and promoting the rights of Palestinian refugees to return to their homes and properties as stipulated in the UN General Assembly Resolution 194. Tonight we are discussing York's complicity in apartheid and how we as students are holding our academic institution accountable for its human rights violations under international law. As already discussed, York has put many obstacles in our way for booking a room for tonight. Last week, SAIA was informed by York administration for the previous room that we had that we would have to pay for police for the event to continue as planned. We refused to pay these fees because SAIA, we do not feel that we are responsible for the security threats that York administration feels is a threat for tonight. Despite our repeated requests on our part, York administration refused to explain the security considerations involved and did not share any information as to what or who is the source of the security threat. The reason, in addition to this, the reason we have refused to pay the security fees is that for the past 3 years, Israeli Apartheid Week has gone on without any incident. Tonight would be no different given the fact that two of the speakers on tonight's panel are professors and myself a York student. Furthermore, it is unjust for SAIA York to be asked to protect itself from harassment done from its members and supporters by outside aggressors. This last-minute condition imposed by York administration is consistent with the recent pattern by the Israel Lobby Group, pressuring educational institutions to raise their costs for holding Palestine advocacy events. A similar situation like this was last month at Mohawk College. Speaker Dr. Noble Finkelstein was asked to speak, and they were also asked to pay security fees that were not necessary. By York imposing these fees on us, they have become the most recent institution to use this silencing tactic. Also last night at 10 p.m., despite being moved to this very small room, we were informed that we would still have to pay the security fees that were enforced for the larger room that is canceled. In addition to our room cancellation, York President Mandu Shukri also produced the following statement about Israeli Apartheid Week. Within this statement, he said, "I must also remind you that at York we will not tolerate any actions or forms of speech that are in any way racist or that advocate violence or hatred." This statement implies that Israeli apartheid events are racist by discussing human rights violations experienced by Palestinians, which to us shows that York administration has a selective definition of who deserves fundamental human rights. In this case, Palestine does not fall into that definition. Also in his statement, sugarcoats York's vision to redefine the possible. Today, students against Israeli apartheid would like to do just that. We would like to redefine the possible by demanding that York live up to its stated commitment to human rights. Tonight we are launching our divestment campaign. We are demanding that York divest from the following companies that are complicit in Israeli apartheid. They are BAE Systems, Northrop Grumman, Hewlett Packard, and Lockheed Martin. Each of these companies is heavily implicated in violations of humanitarian law, including grave breaches of the Fourth Geneva Convention amounting to war crimes. These companies reap profits from violations that have been and continue to perpetrate in the context of internationally condemned Israeli occupation of Palestinian lands and daily violations of Palestinian rights, as well as the 2008-2009 Israeli assault on Gaza, as Paul discussed earlier on. I'm just going to go briefly into the companies and discuss how they are complicit in Israeli apartheid. So the first company is British Aerospace Electronic Systems, BAE. This is the world's third largest arms producer according to its own website. It is the premier global defense security aerospace company. It is one of the main contributors to the weaponry used in Israel's 2008-2009 assault on Gaza. The weaponry included F-16 combat aircraft, Apache attack helicopters, SAR-class corvettes, and armored personal carriers. Throughout its affiliated company, MBDA, BAE has been involved in manufacturing both cluster bombs and nuclear weapons. The UK series fraud. Next company. Northrop Grumman is one of the largest weapons manufacturers in the world, with net sales amounting to $33.8 billion in the 2009 fiscal year. Northrop Grumman provides technology used by Israeli military against Palestinian civilians, including technology that was used in Israel's 2009-2008 Operation Cast Lead in the Gaza Strip. Northrop Grumman also produces the long-bow Hellfire 2 missiles in a joint venture with Lockheed Martin, another company that we'll discuss. The wide use of Hellfire 2 missiles by the Israeli military against Palestinian civilians during Operation Cast Lead has been clearly documented. The other weaponry they provided included Apache AH-6-4D longbow helicopter and F-16 bomber jets. Now, while HP doesn't provide weaponry, their technology system is, that I'm going to go into, does provide the technology for checkpoints. So a bit of background, HP is among the world's largest information technology companies, commonly known for its personal computing devices. So maybe many of you have laptops that are HP. So their technology is used in checkpoints that constitute the Israeli separation barrier declared illegal, necessitating immediate dismantling by the International Court of Justice in 2004, which Israel has refused to acknowledge thus far. HP also helps to sustain Israeli occupation and also aids in the Israeli Defense Force. Its occupation of the West Bank and Gaza Strip by supplying it with personal computers, servers, and virtualization systems. By aiding and abetting the IDF in enforcing this occupation, HP is implicated in numerous violations of international law and human rights. The last company that I'm going to discuss is Lockheed Martin. Now, while York has divested since September 2010, part of our campaign is to divest and not reinvest. So the reason they're mentioned in our campaign as well is that we don't want York to reinvest in this company. So Lockheed Martin is an arms manufacturer based in the United States, currently stands as the world's #1 military contractor and the largest arms exporter, describing itself